Well, pot of God.
Yeah, I know, yes.
Right.
Moving myself on this.
Good morning to the two of you. How are you?
Hello. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm great.
Good morning.
Great.
Yeah.
It's another morning.
I
We
have
have
a
to
terrible
move
cold
on.
this morning.
Yeah, you do. I
Yeah.
see. You need something warm.
Yeah.
But especially lemon mixed with some honey, some tea.
Yeah,
green
this is
will
tea,
do.
no
Okay.
lemon, but I'll manage
Yeah.
for now.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
doctor, me too.
something warm will
Me
do
too,
for
I
you.
have a
Prescription.
tummy upset.
You have a tummy upset. Oh, that one I don't have prescription. Take one of the bitters, you'll be fine.
Bitters.
Yes, you don't take. You don't sip any of them. I just the normal. What you ask him, sir?
It looks like you
So
have
no
a,
bitters.
you have a contract with the people I've named in my will. Eh?
Well, it's the morning after Who Killed the Judges.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Yeah, it was premiered yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I did. Couldn't have missed.
No
Yeah.
doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, we watched it together here in the newsroom. And I think it makes the experience even... Because we were all watching it and asking the journalistic questions. You know, especially to those who refused to participate in the documentary, but whose testimony we had from the committee sitting, the Truth and Reconciliation...
National Reconciliation
National
Commission.
Reconciliation Committee, yeah. So we were all shouting out the same questions at the same time, you know, while listening to their testimony.
Okay.
And it just goes to show that if they had agreed to participate, we would have found even more than this documentary found to add to the narrative. You know,
But I should say, for example, I was detailed to cover the National Reconciliation Commission sittings within the period that it was. So, so it was not within that period. I think the content of the story was told. Many people who lived the experiences, who also may have been affected negatively by the stories, also appear. Those who were willing to. We had Yidana, we had a lot of them, the wife of the retired Major Aqua, and all of them coming in. So the story was live at the time. But I think it's for the younger generation who don't have a great knowledge about what may have transpired. And so, so it's good for history. It's also good for...
I like the fact that we've documented this one.
For example, I particularly, my dad was an army officer, so I lived within the period of the curfews and some of the things. Even though I was little, you could feel it. There were times that even parents or fathers of some of my friends, we all lived in the neighborhood. Sometimes dawn, they could be picked up for questioning to Gonda barracks and all that. They will come back, and either they will come back in a month or two, whatever time it was. So
and some notorious names from our childhood were revived in the documentary. Akatapori, who I believe is alive and well today.
I couldn't remember anything. So I think for people like myself who were not born at all, this was good. This is actually good for me. Because, you know, you've heard a lot of stories, but this kind of like puts it together for you.
Indeed.
And you have a better appreciation of,
you know, speaking
how the
of
times
some of the
were.
questions that we were asking the screen while watching the documentary. For example, when we listened to the former President Rawlings giving his testimony about how he wanted to, just before Amate Kwe was killed, he wanted to know once and for all whether indeed he had been telling the truth or lying about Captain Kojo Chikata's involvement. So he rushed there, spoke to the man while he was tied to the stake, ready to receive bullets and be killed, and recorded him, according to the former president, saying that he had framed Captain Chikata. Then the following day, he played this tape to some media men, including international media. And afterwards, only one journalist from those gathered there published it. That was Kojo Yanka. And he lost his job as a result. So I have wanted to ask the former president, why did he play it to the journalists? Because you see, it wasn't like today, where we have media, what's the word that they, proliferation, pluralism of the media, where you can't really control what people write. Back then, it was state media and nothing else. So there was Daily Graphic, Ghanaian Times. And then international media. who I'm assuming Ghana government cannot control. So why did the international media not publish it? Why did only a Ghanaian publish it? And why did that Ghanaian lose his job for publishing something that you called him to come and listen to?
Well, subsequently that gentleman also served in his government.
I thought he also gave a little explanation to that. He said he wasn't expecting that he would publish it too soon.
But that's
the brief.
That's my question. Yeah. That's what I would love for him to explain. And if I get the opportunity, I will.
Well, it's not too late. I mean, we will have follow-ups of there will be fallouts. There are fallouts already, so there will be reactions, we can assure you. But guys, let's do the newspapers.
Oh gosh, I forgot that's what we're here for. Right, okay, we have the Daily Graphic. NDC criticizes private investigation of state agencies. GRA Acts stopped tax stamp defaulting companies from moving products. Rebecca meets Melania. Ghanaian pilot brings biggest plane to Terminal 3. I still don't know why this is news. On the back page, police CID receives equipment from EU to enhance operations. Also, dilapidated school structure affecting teaching and learning in Bimbilla. These are the stories on either side of the Daily Graphic. I have the Finder as well. $230 million lost to cyber criminals. Financial institutions are the major targets, as you can well imagine. Mrs. Trump shows love to children at Ridge Hospital. Ghana cocoa farmers earn 1,000 Ghana cedis more than Ivorian counterparts. We're doing that thing again, comparing ourselves to other people. GRA seizes products without tax stamps. And those are the Finder's headlines.
Well, the economics of scale in the two countries are not the same, are they?
They're not.
So it's not, you can't compare earnings. You can't say somebody earns £1,000 and you earn 4,000 Ghana cedis in Ghana, and so you guys are equal.
But I'll tell you what the worst part is. We have not changed the amount we pay cocoa farmers. So we've done nothing. But we are taking credit for doing nothing.
All right, so we have the Daily Dispatch newspaper. On the front page of the Dispatch newspaper, judge's murder of June 13, 1982. 80% of Ghanaians under 8 years dead, and Benefsin also reiterated that on JoyNews.
I think bringing a lot of meaning to what we've done.
Yeah. You just have to get onto social media, even though the reaction is mixed. For those who didn't know, got to have another side of our history.
True.
Kojo Bonsu likely to pull out to join JDM's campaign.
I think he's meeting the press today. We'll see.
Coming up, stopping scenes like this, and then we have an expansion of the story there. But let's go to the Independent newspaper. Dr. Indom PK, and he issued a statement that he'll be beginning a tour across the country to give some communication or meaning to why the Ghanaian needs to believe in local banks and stop the panic withdrawals. It's been rightfully captured on the front page of the Independent newspaper. It says Indom begins Stop Panic Withdrawal, Strengthen Indigenous Banks Tour. The story is on page 2 of the paper. Oil revenue outstrips cocoa as second biggest foreign exchange earner. And those are the stories we have that we're going to review. Let me see if I can look at the Daily Statesman newspaper. NAPCO takes off, we're told, by the Secretariat that apparently 90,000 accept placements. You know, we're targeting over 100,000, so to speak, or 100,000. So at least we still have about 10,000 more to go. Dr. Ibrahim Anyas is Chief Executive of the Nation Builders Corps. It is a department or an office, the office of the Vice President. Mrs. Trump donates phototherapy machine to Ridge Hospital. And you could hear we're all excited after another plane of the U.S. government landed on the tarmac. They donated phototherapy equipment. We're all excited.
Teddy bears.
Yeah, it was on the BBC.
And some hampers.
Yeah. Teddy bears, and they sold at the mall. Rollins.
Well, these kids didn't have to go to the mall to buy them.
Thanks to Melania Trump. Are sold everywhere.
You know what? I think maybe we can do an initiative and collect donations and go to the mall.
One baby, one teddy bear.
Yeah, could be possible.
Yeah. Well, we clearly haven't done that.
We should be able to
continue.
Rollins chastises NDC for losing Ashanti to MPP. and he was interacting with Kojo Bonsu and said that, well, it's good that he comes from the region, and they will need that element of regionalism and their support in the NDC. And so it's good that he's also making his intentions known to also contest for the flag bearership race of
blessings of thy father. Let's do the Ghanaian Times newspaper. We'll do the Times, the Finder, and the Observer, and maybe the Today newspaper. The Times first front page: GRA descends on tax stamp defaulters, stops distribution of beer, soft drinks, water, others. NDC kicks against government audit reports. Mrs. Trump arrives in Ghana to begin 4-nation African tour. 35 arrested over land disputes. Back page of the Times. EU assists police with computers, accessories. SNIT poised to roll out scheme for informal sector. And that's what's in the Times today. Let's follow up with the Finder. $230 million lost to cyber criminals. Financial institutions are the major targets. Mrs. Trump shows love to children at Rich Hospital. Ghana cocoa farmers earn 1,000 Ghana cedis more than Ivorian counterparts.
Yay.
Yeah, there you have it. We love this, right? GRA seizes products without tax stamps. On to the Ghanaian Observer newspaper now from the Finder. Observer: 90,000 NAPCO applicants accept posting. President to commission them on 17th October this year. Mahama confused, the paper says, as former president consistently contradicts himself on why he lost 2016 general elections. We didn't elect you for Proverbs. Fix our roads. Angry Sagnarigo resident to MP, and that member of parliament is ABA Fuseni. CDD scores Ekufuado government 50%. Take up arms to protect yourselves. Reckless Esiedun Ketia urges NDC youth. Let's finish off with the Today newspaper. NDC accuses government of blowing $60 million. Melania Trump donates a phototherapy machine to Rich Hospital. And Indum leads tour to strengthen indigenous banks. All right.
All right.
I'm through with the headlines.
What would that tour look like, I wonder?
Which one is that? A tour to begin?
Yeah,
to strengthen the indigenous banks.
So, who will he be meeting with? Will he go to like marketplaces or schools or
so shall I read a little bit of it then?
Sure, why not?
So Chairman of GN Bank, Dr. Papakwesi Indum, will lead a team of indigenous bank officials to begin a tour of the 10 regions. The tour, christened, quote, Stop the Panic Withdrawals and Strengthen Our Indigenous Banks, unquote, will start today, Wednesday, 3rd October. This was announced in a statement issued from the office of Dr. Papakwesi Indum yesterday in Accra. And according to the statement, the team will use the opportunity to thank the customers who have remained loyal and kept their monies with the indigenous banks. So today, the statement revealed that the team will make stops at Abosokai, Agbogbolushi, and Makola, all in Accra. Oh, but this one is more of a GN Bank kind of agenda than all indigenous bank, because they emphasize that these are places where GN Bank branches are.
No, but I think in reality there's been a situation of consistent panic withdrawals at the banks.
And the first allied situation, Roland, not to cut you, I think has gotten out of hand now.
Okay.
Yeah, with the demonstrations yesterday.
And this just is on Monday. I spoke to Dr. Lord Mensah, and he said the communication has not been right. First, the communication from the Bank of Ghana, and then we had the Ministry of Finance and other state officials, and also the media has not been right, because we've created a certain sense that, well, it's only some few banks or those relatively known banks that are effective in making sure that their money or people's monies or deposits are safe. And so it's led to a barrage of constant visits to the banking halls. And the monies that are accrued or mopped up from trading, etc., is not going back into the banks. So that's the problem. And there's no banking system or any bank in Ghana now, even those that are so much consolidated or strong, that if they have consistent withdrawals from their accounts, they are going to survive. Two, every institution has a treasury department. I keep saying this. The work of the treasury department many of the times is to reinvest whatever it is that accrues to get some level of dividend back into their
to make profits, really.
So at the end of the day, you have to turn around money. And if we have people withdrawing, then it becomes a problem. 3, because the so-called well-known banks were undertaking their thing so well, corporate governance and ethics and all their ethos and guidelines, they were adhering to everything. It was more difficult for so-called microfinance, or let's say at the micro level, for them to access funding. And so the market woman will have to satisfy collateral, etc., before you get funding. It becomes difficult. So they had to depend on some of these local banks and the other microfinance institutions.
Sure.
And now that they are going under, the difficulty is being felt at the market. We have those who are undertaking their own activities, etc. And that's a problem that we seem to be glossing over and not talking about.
Well, I don't know. I think that in the banking sector, like any other sector, the competition is what should determine who lives and who dies. And if you give a good service, you should get customers. If you give a bad service, customers should leave you and go for those who give good service. So the question is, which of the Ghanaian banks are giving good service? And are they struggling? Is there a Ghanaian bank that is doing the right thing, giving good service, competitive products, taking care of their customers, giving them quality attention, which is a failing? Is there any such bank? That is a question I would like to ask. And if for example, Dr. Indun's GN Bank is doing all of that, then it doesn't deserve to collapse. But it should be the customers that are doing the voting, you know?
I think, unfortunately, you know, some of the customers are probably not looking at exactly what you've said. They're taking from what people say. So, for instance, if I save with First Allied Bank, they may not have done anything. I mean, to me, I may not have requested money that they have not given me. But once I see people and I hear them say, and they are not giving my money to me and they are not, I wake up and I say, I'm going to withdraw my money. I think that's the excesses. There are some excesses, and that's also creating a lot of confusion. So people are withdrawing. They don't have any business going to withdraw, but only because they've heard other people express the challenges that they've had. They are also going to withdraw.
For that, the solution, in my mind, should come from the regulator.
That's why I think you said yesterday that the Bank of Ghana, you know, should
have been, you know, assuring people, speak to people that look, there's nothing wrong with this.
But you see, that will mean making a list of the banks who are in good standing.
Yes. Well, it's not really about.
Tricky.
It's not really about
because you're going to tell people that.
Okay, so
these banks that you're putting pressure on, they are okay.
I actually don't think we have to go that far. I think it should be on a case-by-case basis. So if there is a run on a bank, like or an institution like the First
Allied?
Yes. The Bank of Ghana should deal with that institution and give out information about that institution's standing. That, look, we've noticed that customers seem to be concerned about the standing of this bank. We can hereby assure you that this bank is perfectly safe and secure. They are meeting all their regulatory requirements. They are liquid, so you don't have to worry about your funds. And we are in charge. So before you even are at risk of any sort of loss, we will step in to protect you. You see, that's what we should hear from the regulator. So that then I know I don't need to leave my house and go and chase my money. Someone is watching it for me.
Somebody said that the regulator is not supposed to be doing PR.
It's not about PR. It's about showing that you've done your job. It's about showing that this particular organization is law-abiding and that there is no danger to its customers. That's
so the fact that they're not doing it, I'm just stretching this, maybe overstretching. Apologies. The fact that they're not doing this, that could also mean that maybe there is a problem after all.
You see?
I'm just thinking.
You see? So that is an interpretation that a customer might make from the fact that they haven't done this, you see?
Maybe we can use the opportunity to tell people that if you have a reason to withdraw, yes. But if you have no reason and it's because you've heard someone say it, then please take it easy. Because there's no way that if you gather there, they can give everybody's money. You know, this, I think this is Customer Service Month or something like that, because my bank sent me a message yesterday thanking me for staying with them and doing
The customer service, I think each bank determines their customer service, man.
Yeah?
I think so.
Because I was wondering, you know,
they don't want you to come and withdraw.
They've been fantastic. I don't have issues with them, but I was surprised.
I've had messages from all the banks that I
you say with all the banks?
No, two. Two of them. And
you said all, so we know it's more than two.
As I received the messages, it's just to reassure all of us. And one of them is a top bank, so to speak. So to speak, the one that is one of the categories.
Yeah.
Top bank.
Category A. Yeah. Now that we're talking about banks, let me mention that Standard Chartered Bank is opening its new. Have you seen the building?
Beautiful.
Why? How can I miss it?
It's an amazing structure. We're there this morning. We'll take you on a tour. You see the building firsthand on the AM show.
Right. Well, Raindorf Halligan, you're watching us in Monrovia, Liberia. Good morning to you, as well as to your wife, Catherine.
Have they found the money? They're missing money. It is not missing. Yesterday there was a press briefing. They said the money wasn't missing after all, but they didn't take questions from journalists.
Raindorf, where is the money?
Raindorf should know where the money is.
The real money.
Charlie, Africa magic.
That's Johnson money.
While we're at it, let's say good morning to all of those watching us in the United Kingdom on Sky. I think we're on ABN, yes. We thank you so much for joining us every single morning. We love you very much. Also, Senyala Castro, he watches us in Navrongo. Doesn't miss the show. Okay. He can quote back every single thing we say. That's how much he loves watching the AM show. Good morning to you, Castro. We always appreciate your loyalty. God bless you.
Okay, just before you do another one, let me share this, because we've been talking about this. It's a leadership conference, if you like. As a leader, you must learn to keep up in a rapidly changing world and be well prepared to respond to opportunities. Live to Lead is a leadership development experience designed to equip you with perspectives and practical tools you need to steer your organization or business forward. Learn how and where to make a leadership shift from world-class leadership experts, and return to your office ready to implement your new action plan with renewed passion and commitment. Live to Lead will be addressed by renowned leadership experts, including John C. Maxwell, Daniel Pink, and Tyler Perry. The events will be simulcast in Ghana at the College of Physicians and Surgeons, Ridge Accra, on Friday, 12 October at 12:30 p.m. VIP participants will also get the opportunity to learn from Ghana's celebrated playwright and CEO of Riverman Productions, Uncle Abel White, at a pre-event dinner and talk a day before the main event, which is Thursday, 11th October, at the Sweet Spirit Alisa Hotel. Tickets, VIP 500 Ghana cedis, regular 200 Ghana cedis. And if you're a student, you get to only pay 100 Ghana cedis. You can pay via mobile money on 055 051 5391 or pay through EcoBank on this account number 037 307 451 4753 801. For tickets, please call these numbers 055 051 5391 or 0540 708 433 and 0277 669 178. This event is brought to you by the Center for Transformational Leadership in Africa and supported by Goldfields Ghana. Don't miss this event. Live to Lead.
Live to Lead.
Okay, you are going to go through a certain story.
There's a rather funny opinion piece by Elizabeth Ohene on page 10 of the Daily Graphic about Melania Trump's visit.
Oh, okay.
Hilarious. Let me just read a small part for you. She says, Mrs. Trump has demonstrated that she has read on the places she is visiting. She said, the 4 countries are all different and all beautiful. That is more than her husband has attempted, even though I note that he now says both he and Melania love Africa. Who knows, it might be on the same scale as he now loves the North Korean leader.
Rocket Man.
Yeah.
Rocket
Talking
Man.
about Mr. Trump, he's making the headlines for mocking, the professor who appeared to make those allegations against the Supreme Court nominee.
What's he saying now?
Well, he was talking to a large crowd and repeating some of the things that the woman said. So That's been trending as well. Do we have time to check out what's on myjoyonline.com just before we go? Otherwise, I guess that's it, yeah?
Yeah.
Looks like what is up next? Yeah.
Oh, Patrick Gomez.